I'm like, I'm here. What do you need me to do?
Kicking in another Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
Ooh.
Pow, bang, whop, whoop, 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 whop, doop. Sorry, I was trying to do some Adam West sound effects. Didn't work.
Is that music trademarked while we're using it?
Probably.
That was wildly inaccurate. Thank you.
It's the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast starring Katie.
Hello.
What's interesting today?
What's interesting? You put me on the spot. I don't know. Pass.
And producer Johna.
I was actually thinking about this on the way over here.
Thank you for doing some show
Maybe
prep.
I should.
Yes. I was driving and you said we need to have a fun fact about ourselves.
Yes.
And a fun fact about me is that I don't have sweat glands.
Oh, my fun
Okay.
facts. I can ride a
Hang on.
unicycle.
Oh, okay.
I own one too.
You can do what?
Ride a unicycle.
That is so cool.
Thank you. Thanks
we-
for acknowledging me and your non-sweat glands.
Hey, don't make fun of me.
It's
There's
really
so
hot.
many things I have questions about here.
I know, it's a lot.
My name's KJ, and I don't like whipped cream.
Or marshmallows.
Or marshmallows.
Weirdo.
No.
Weirdo.
It's okay.
Anyway, how do you not sweat and you still live?
She's like a dog. She only sweats from her mouth.
Like,
Well, I'm just panting all the time.
She's a mouth breather.
oh, you guys, it's a new year. So just in case someone's like, hey, my New Year's resolution is to listen to podcasts, before we get into not having sweat glands and riding unicycles, how would you describe our show? Producer Johna.
Well, it's a lot of
Catastrophic.
agreeing. Honestly, our show is mostly agreeing to disagree on
No,
things.
y'all
Okay.
agree and disagree with me
And-
just to disagree.
See, and sometimes it's me and KJ against Katie, and then sometimes it's Katie and KJ against me, and sometimes it's me and Katie against KJ.
And then
It evens out.
sometimes producer Patches.
And he always supports me.
Yes.
I do.
and
He clearly
Yeah.
loves
I'm,
Katie
I'm,
more.
Because
I'm,
I'm
I'm
right.
clearly
Is-
Team Katie.
garbage because he's married to me.
Right.
Well, I'm right, so.
He has no loyalty. Zero loyalty.
I'm a podcast whore.
It's okay. We call that a work husband.
Katie, what kind of things do we talk about on the Kind of Nerdy Girls
Well,
podcast?
it depends. Are we still considered a tech podcast?
We definitely don't
I
talk
think
about
I
technical
fixed that.
things.
We're not tech.
We're not tech.
For a while there, we were a tech podcast. Not sure how and or why.
But it was like Apple was like, hey, these girls
Did we
seem
mention
like
technology
geniuses.
like one time?
Seem like they clearly never listened
No,
because we
they
are not geniuses.
Can't figure out space either. We talk a lot of video games, TV shows, movies, other podcasts.
Chris Evans. you
Chris
know.
Evans a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So
pop
let's-
culture, a lot of entertainment things.
Let's kick the show off with something we don't agree upon.
Oh,
Okay.
What can we be combative about today?
And
Ooh,
this
yay.
is-
I love
okay,
arguing.
we have to discuss.
What are we fighting
Leave my man
about
alone.
today?
Honestly,
Leave my man alone.
I could have ignored this
Leave my
because
man
in the
alone.
show prep,
What happened?
you did not bring this up. So I do not have to bring up the Joker, Katie, but
knew
I am
you were
doing
gonna.
it.
God, Katie.
I knew you were gonna.
I'm bringing it up. I don't understand how Joaquin Phoenix won an award.
Because he's a great
A
actor.
Golden Globe.
I also haven't seen the movie, so I
Me
can't
neither.
judge
Yeah,
him for
there you
this.
go. There's your problem.
But I was listening back to our podcast. This was when the
You listen to our podcast?
don't you? You know
Is
what?
that our one listener?
No, there are 3.
You, my mom, and Patches.
Yay.
No,
That
there's-
just doesn't even listen.
I don't listen.
Donna and Denver listen to
Donna.
us. Yep.
Thanks, Donna.
Yep. And,
That's my mom's
and
name.
Yeah, and that's it. But what happened was we're on Spotify now, and I put
Ooh.
Spotify on my phone.
Okay.
And I was listening. I do listen to our podcast.
That's good.
Thank you very much. And I was listening to our latest episode to get highlights and like write a clever little tweet about, ooh, this is why you should listen to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
You're welcome.
And then for some reason, when it got done, on Spotify, it reverted back to our very first episode. And I got to tell you, I've really been enjoying listening to. I've really been enjoying listening to us. I would give this podcast 5 stars.
Ooh.
All right,
Out of how many?
I
100?
would.
Dang.
Out of 8,036.
Wow.
That was worse than what I said.
Here are some things that I forgot that we talked about that were really funny and not always kind of nerdy. I just got done listening to our episode where we got talking about the Dick's bags.
I was just thinking about that the other day.
Your accent or whatever.
Because I am from Wisconsin, and we
What's wrong
the
with
first
Wisconsin?
grocery store that ever carried
Wisconsin.
plastic bags. Yes, I'm young enough, old enough to remember
Plastic bags?
when plastic
Yeah, they went
bags
out of
weren't a
style
thing.
last year. It's
No.
okay.
I remember when plastic bags were the new bag.
Ooh.
Instead of paper,
Yeah, and
you had to
our,
carry your stuff like an animal.
They both suck.
and our supermarket was called Dick's Supermarket after
Story makes me laugh
Dick,
every
the
time.
guy that owned the supermarket.
I'm gonna cry.
And
Go
so
on. Go on.
plastic bags were known as Dick's bags.
Ask her what the frequent shopper card was called.
You really need to go back and
Okay,
listen to the episode.
first,
I know what it's called.
Did you have people ask for them by name?
Dick's bags?
Yeah. Can I get a Dick's bag, please?
Yes. So understand that, like, okay, let's say I was going to put some leftovers in a bag for someone to take home.
You need
I
a
would
Dick's
say,
bag.
I would say, honey, grab me a Dick's bag. And that was a totally normal thing to say.
Were they multifunctional?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was literally just a plastic bag.
Did it even say the name on it?
It said Dick's on it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't call a Walmart bag
That's not a Dick's
a
bag.
Dick's
You
bag.
know what? Dick's Sporting Goods, you could call those Dick's bags.
Oh yeah, so
I'm
you
just
know what I
saying.
mean?
Okay.
Technically, you can still
Follow-up
get Dick's
question,
bags.
per
Yeah.
patches. Tell us about the frequent shoppers card.
Okay. It really never gets old.
It really
Love
doesn't.
it.
This is my favorite story.
Dick's
still get this
Supermarket
card?
was extremely.
Yeah, is Dick's still open?
Yeah.
I think there's still Dick's.
Can you
yeah.
still get
Oh.
the
I think
frequent
There's still
shopper
Dick's in
card?
Wisconsin.
We should go to Wisconsin. Go to Dick's.
I can't.
You
promise
said that last time we talked about this.
I know, and we haven't been yet. It's been a whole year.
Yes, so you can go back and hear. And Kitsy was a part of this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of snorting she was doing, laughing.
Here, I'll fill in for her.
So just real quickly, Dick, the owner of Dick's Supermarket, was clearly ahead of his time because even though loyalty programs are like a regular thing now and everybody has one, there was no such thing as a loyalty program anywhere where I grew up until Dick thought about how it would be great to offer savings to people who were a member of the Dick's Insider Club. And yes, you can Google this and see the Dick's Insider card that you would carry in your wallet and the Dick's Insider billboards that were up all over our county
Who's his marketing person?
encouraging
did
you
a
to be
great
a Dick's
job.
Insider.
You should give him a raise.
I feel like every year we should just bring this,
But
this
it's
story
so
up.
like it does its job. It's so memorable.
We should all get Dick's Insider cards.
Well, you can no longer get Dick's Insider cards
What? They changed the name.
because when they realized, like, wow, all the college kids are super into the Dick's Insider Club,
Patches is gonna bust a blood vessel.
they realized why the college kids were so excited.
You mean he didn't
And-
know, and it was all like on purpose?
And then it was quickly changed to the Dick's Supermarket Savings Club.
Ah, that's lame.
Lame.
But it will always be the Dick's Insider to me.
Hashtag bring back the Dick's Insider Club.
How did it make it through marketing?
It got told yes in a lot
Yeah.
of places.
These are wholesome people in Wisconsin.
How
Are
many?
they?
Okay, come on.
Okay, let's calm
you
down.
didn't even have an intern that would be like,
Right. right? If you have a college intern who laughs at Dixon
Listen,
cider, it's
I
a
was
no.
in college when this was going on, and I was
You
in
were
my
one of those
public
college
relations
kids.
class, and I got to tell you, if I had been an intern at that time, sitting in that room, I would have been like, "This is the greatest idea."
You guys should definitely go for this.
Okay, she probably
Absolutely.
thinks that the loyalty card was a good idea, not the name of the card.
No, no.
Like, you thought the name of the
I
card
would
was
have
good
approved
marketing?
I mean, it is a brilliant marketing campaign.
Listen,
It is.
Remember
it is good
Exactly.
You
marketing.
guys, we're still talking about it, and this was 20-some years ago.
God.
Exactly. Great
That's
job.
a brilliant marketing campaign.
That's my favorite story you've ever told
Thank
since
you.
I've known you. In the 5 years I've known you, that's my favorite story
Thank
that
you.
you've ever
so
told
welcome to our show. We talk about pop culture stuff, and then sometimes we share things from our lives, like the Dixon cider card. You're welcome. Back to the Joker,
me.
please.
Oh, God.
Oh, my boy. I'm so glad he's finally recognized for the true talent he is.
Johna, were you watching when it was announced? 'Cause
I
Johna
sure was watching the Golden Globes. I had to see my man in his very fancy red suit.
Ooh, let me tell you something.
Tell me, girl.
about that
Who's your
red
man?
suit.
You
Which
mean
one?
my future husband, Chris Evans? Thank
Okay.
you.
Chris Evans.
Michael B. Jordan was not there.
Okay.
A solid month before Chris Evans was seen in that fancy red suit.
Mm-hmm.
I bought my husband a jacket just like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
trendsetter out here.
I was
Fancy.
like, Chris Evans knows what I like.
He had on the red jacket with the red pants. I was like, you are looking like a snack tonight, boo. Goodness.
But what was your reaction when you saw that Joaquin Phoenix won for the Joker? Because we went, I mean, if you go back and listen to our episodes, when the trailer came out, and Johna and I are like, not interested.
yeah,
negative.
all y'all are mean.
That's mean.
Y'all are mean.
I'm a nice person, thank you.
And it was the episode where we had just come off the movie outing where Katie drove you to the movie and then left you there.
and then left you there. That's my favorite story.
And so we're
Well,
like, we're going to
that's
go.
me and Mike's
you know
favorite
what?
story.
We're going to take Katie to go see the Joker, and then we're going to leave her there.
and I
wouldn't care.
enjoyed it.
She wouldn't care.
So your thoughts as you were watching the Golden Globes and this movie that we have so vehemently protested seeing, had no interest in,
Doth
no
protest
interest
too much.
in. What were your thoughts?
I mean, I wasn't surprised that he won, honestly, because a lot of people said that he did a really good job in that role. So I wasn't super surprised that he won. I was just like, when they were going through the nominees, I was like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix is gonna win. Like there wasn't even like anyone.
There was no competition.
I think there was like the kid who was in that movie about Nazis.
The kid who was in that movie about Nazis.
And this is also how we do our show.
Oh, what? It was some like Jojo Rabbit or something like that.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it was like Joaquin Phoenix, then like that kid, and then like a bunch of other people.
So
like
you
in
feel
that.
like there was just he was just won by default. It was
Literally,
a
I was
terrible
like, so
category.
Joaquin Phoenix is gonna win because the Golden Globes seem like it's very much for like the darker movies, like the movie 1917 one, I think for best
Yeah.
movie or whatever, and that's kind of like a darker type war movie. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, you need to go tell these people that there's gonna be a trap or your brother's gonna die. Ha!
I
Okay,
know,
thanks.
no pressure.
You
Wait.
got 3 days.
Wasn't
Okay.
Adam Driver one of the other nominees?
He was for Marriage Story.
Yeah.
He was.
He's a great actor.
Okay, knock off Keanu Reeves. Calm down.
Okay, I like Adam Driver. Leave me alone.
I do too, but he is
He's grown on me,
very
you know?
much
He's
like
grown
Keanu.
on
Because
Reeves.
like the
me.
first Star Wars movie, we're like,
Maybe
who's
he's
this?
Keanu Reeves' secret
You
love
know?
child.
Yes,
He
actually,
does kind of look like Keanu
Katie?
Reeves. Who's this?
You're
when
welcome.
I was listening back to our early episodes, you were talking about how you really did not give a crap about Kylo Ren.
Nope.
You hate Kylo Ren
Yep.
and Ben Solo, and you don't care about him.
Yep.
And then
The years have changed me.
isn't it?
The years.
See, you should go back
The
and
year
listen to the
has changed me.
podcast.
Right, I
You'll
was about to
see
say,
how
it's only
you've
been
grown
a
up.
year.
I know. He grew on me.
So anyway, I
Happens
just want
to
to
the
give
best
this Katie an opportunity to gloat about
Let me just say,
how we spent a
I would
year
like to
talking
thank my
trash
people.
I'm
about
still
this
not
movie.
going to see the movie.
I
mean,
would like to
congrats
thank
Joaquin,
the
but
Academy.
It wasn't the Academy Awards. It was Golden
It
Globes.
was the Golden Globes.
Different.
Yeah, the Hollywood Forum.
Even
Film
now,
Press,
as
yeah.
much as I love that movie, it's weird saying that because it's a weird movie. I still don't think KJ would like it.
Thank you.
I know.
I also
So
don't
you're
think
not
that
going to
she
make
would
me
like
watch it? Because I was like, come on. Now Katie's going to make me watch a stupid movie.
How many movies have we tried to make Katie watch and we
And I
haven't watched any of them?
one of them. The only one was Love Actually. Yep.
Which is an absolute gem.
It's such a good movie.
I
know, right?
Just say,
Pretty good.
It's one of the best Christmas movies of all time, man.
Loved it.
I'm going to let Johna pick the next topic.
Oh no. Don't let me pick topics.
Why?
Pressure's on.
There's so much pressure. Okay.
I thought that you would want to. The last time we talked, we had seen the trailer for Spinning Out, and so you said you would go ahead and watch it.
I did watch it.
And so I, you know what?
It was very good.
Chow, pow, pow, pow. I would love Johna's Netflix review.
I try to take your sound effects so seriously,
Pressure's
but I have to
on.
laugh after every single one. Spinning Out was really dark.
Spitting or spinning?
Spinning. It's about ice skating.
Please don't look
Spinning.
up the movie
It's just-
Spinning Out. I
It's
feel like
just
that's
a
gonna
movie
be
of
bad.
everyone spitting all the time.
I don't
Every-
recognize this website. No,
Right.
you don't.
All right, so Spinning Out. It's
Spinning Out.
it's about
ice skating.
Ice skating.
Ice skating.
Like toe pick figure skating or hockey skating?
Like,
Figure skating.
what's her name? Took her out at the knees. What's her name?
Tanya Harding?
Tanya
There you go.
Harding.
Took out Nancy
How about
Kerrigan.
that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like that, except like less being aggressively taking people out at the knees.
So how was it?
So it was like psychological
Can you
warfare?
explain to me how an ice skating movie was dark?
I
Because
don't know.
I was watching you tweet. I'm like, what is going on? Are they all stabbing each other with,
No,
with
it's
their
okay.
skates?
So like it's okay. So the main character, Kat, her name's Katarina. They call her Kat, and it's her mom, and her sister. Her mom is Betty from Mad Men. She's Don's wife.
Oh, okay.
January Jones, I think her name is. And so their mom has bipolar disorder.
Okay.
And sometimes she goes off her meds, and then she just starts getting all like manic and all this other stuff. And then turns out that Kat also has bipolar disorder.
Okay. Runs in the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kat was a singles skater, and then she had a really bad fall, and she like cracked her skull open during like a competition. Yeah, they kept doing a lot of flashbacks to that, and I was like, can we not with that? Like I saw it in the first episode. Like it's
They
ingrained
kept-
in there.
They kept showing her bloody skull.
Yeah, like it was like they kept showing her like hitting her head on the ice and like the pool of blood just like coming out of her head. I was
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
alright.
get the message.
I was like, this is cool. But also Kat is like so like down on herself like all the time that she self-harms.
Oh.
But she doesn't cut herself. She bites herself.
Oh. Okay.
Right? The first time she did it, I was like, what is happening? I was like, is she really biting herself right now? And that was like the
So
first
did-
episode. I was
So
like,
did this show did it go like sort of deep into the mental illness then? Is that
a
what it
little
was?
bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because at one point in the show, because she was like, I don't want to be like my mom. I'm going to take my meds all the time, blah, blah, blah. Then she gets paired up with this guy named Justin, who has a very nice front-facing face, but his side profile is not very good.
What?
I don't like his side profile. You ever see
What?
someone who's like hot up front, but not hot on the side?
No.
No? Okay.
I've seen the opposite. Where they're hot from the side, but not hot from the
Yeah,
front.
right.
Yeah.
See, that's me with like Jason Derulo. Like I think Jason Derulo is hot from the side, but like up front, I can't do it. That's not the point. So Justin has always been a pairs skater,
Okay.
and he just goes through partners like crazy because he's terrible and he doesn't give a shit.
He's not a nice person?
No, he's actually is such a nice person. He just acts like a butthole sometimes, but not all the time. He's actually a nice person, and I actually really came to like him towards the end of the show. Like at the very last episode, I'm just bawling my eyes out in my basement. I'm like, oh my god, this is so great! I can't wait for season 2. I hope they make a season 2.
Oh, so I thought that you were going to be mad at me that I made, based on your tweets that I saw, I was like, oh, Jonna's going to be mad that I made her
No,
watch this.
actually, at the first episode, I was like, why am I watching this? Like, cause she literally was in the locker room, bit herself in the arm, like bit herself so hard she was bleeding.
What does that have to do with ice skating?
It's because she's so down on herself. Like she's bipolar. She can't skate. She can't get her jump spins right or whatever. She can't land something because when she tried to do that trick, she cracked her skull open. Like she's got this whole like mental block thing going on. And so like the show is like her going through like getting through that mental block while she's partnered with Justin.
Who's terrible.
Ah.
But Justin's actually a nice guy because So she decides, she was like, man, I can't get past like this block in my brain because I'm on this medication to keep her bipolar disorder in check. So then she starts taking half of her meds, like cuts her pills in half and starts taking like half of her meds. Then she just completely stops taking her meds altogether.
Also not good.
And then she has like this whole like manic episode where she throws this like rager in this hotel and like this whole, oh my God, it was nuts. I was okay. Like, I was like, but nobody was noticing that she was doing it. And I was like, are y'all kidding me right now? Like her mom and her sister and like all these people who know her, but the only people who know that she has bipolar disorder was her mom and her sister. Then her and Justin like got into it because she was like, Justin, I love you, but she wasn't on her meds, so she like wasn't in her right mind. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
So Justin's feelings were all hurt because he was like, I don't know if she actually loves me. And I was like, oh no, she loves you, Justin. But she was acting like she did. And I was like, girl, come on. We all know you love Justin, okay?
Move on.
Just tell him that you love him. And like the very last episode, they were doing at the very beginning when they first
should we not give spoilers?
Huh?
What if someone wants to watch this?
Well, okay, I'll just
I'm
say this
sold
one
on
cute
the
thing that happened.
ice skating drama.
So at the beginning of the show, she was scared to be a Pears because he has to lift her up in the air, and she's scared because she doesn't want to fall on the ice and jack up her life. So
Crack her head again.
he has her up in the air and she gets like freaked out and he like catches her like when she's falling. He was like, I'll never
always catch you and
That's
I'll
what
never
he said.
let you
He's
fall.
like, I'll never let you fall.
I knew it.
He said, I'll never let you fall, right? So then
Johna, you like the
swear.
cheesiest
I know.
I'll never let you fall, baby. I got you.
But then at the end, they were doing something. They were practicing for like the big show or whatever. And he said like she freaked out again because she was just like all in her head
I'm here
about
for you,
her and
baby.
Justin's
It's
relationship.
okay.
And he was like, even
We're
though
a
I'm like
pair.
pissed at you, I will
We're a
still
team.
never let you fall on the ice. And I was like, dang. I was like, damn, okay. But it was really good. The end was really good. By the end of it, I was in tears doing my laundry, just like blowing my nose in a clean towel. So
Wow.
it was really good. I would give it an 8 out of 10 only because it was a little. I was informed that it was more of like a romantic type thing.
That's
Doesn't
what it
sound
seemed
romantic.
like.
It was romantic because
I'll never let you fall.
because
I
he
got
had
you,
to-
baby. We're a team.
I mean, he had to come to terms with the fact that the girl that he's in love with has bipolar disorder.
That's tough, yeah.
And like, deciding if he wants to, deal with that. So I mean, and she has to
he'll
deal with the
never let
fact
her
that
fall,
she
so.
needs to take her meds or she's gonna go on a rager again.
Interesting.
It was really good.
Out of
I
10.
quite enjoyed it.
said
An 8. I would
8
give
out
it
of
an 8.
10.
Only
All
because that whole biting thing really threw me off. I wasn't expecting it, and I was just like,
I think that happens sometimes when you're getting into a new show, and you're not familiar with it yet, and they do like something like that happens where you're like, that I don't understand that.
yeah.
You getting into The Witcher?
Oh, I do not understand that. I am struggling with The Witcher.
Do you want me to help you?
I don't think you can
What
because
episode are you on?
What are your
Listen.
questions?
I literally can't understand them. Like I'm struggling with their accents.
Oh, okay, I was like how,
tell
like
you.
what? Like, are they
Henry
speaking a different
Cavill
language?
has 2 phrases the whole show, and he grumbles the rest. So you don't have to understand anything
Okay.
he says.
I just
Alright.
want to see him with his shirt off. That's really all I'm worried about.
You'll get that.
I'm not really
You
worried
get
about
that.
anything else.
Jaskier steals the show.
Who?
The Bard.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep. He's my
We
fave.
only saw one episode.
He's full of attitude. I love him.
I'm not against it, but I was I was staring at it, and I don't know
Just
why.
turn the subtitles on, bro.
I don't know why
That's what I do. I watch everything.
Every
with
time I
subtitles.
watch some English drama, I have to turn the subtitles
Patrick
on.
get
doesn't
that.
like subtitles. It bugs him when the
You
closed
gon-
Are you one of
captioning's
those people
on
who
and
can't read
subtitle.
fast?
Oh no, I could read just fine. It just annoys the hell out of me.
But
Why?
guys-
Because you
can
look
I
down,
just-
look up at the action. Look down, look up at the
Yeah,
action.
it just seems unnecessary.
Well, I
reading.
couldn't understand anything they were saying, so it was
I know,
very
that's what I'm saying.
necessary.
It's
subtitles. It is.
And also, why do we as humans, when we can't hear something, really stare at it?
No, you like squeeze your
Right,
eyes.
you're like
'Cause
squinting.
You're like, maybe I'll look at it better.
Maybe this will help my ears.
It's like when you're driving and
that's
you're
the thing.
lost and you turn
It
the
is a
radio
thing.
down.
That is a thing.
But I was staring so hard trying to hear what they were saying.
get a
that
good
it was
look at
hurting
it?
my eyes.
It was a part in the first episode.
helps
We
you focus.
were eating dinner on the couch and watching The Witcher. So it
Well,
gets
that's your
to
first
one
problem.
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we found that out right away.
Don't eat.
Do not eat.
Starve.
The Witcher is not a dinner time show.
Got it.
It's also not a family show.
No.
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 But yeah, no. So like, and we knew it was like a pivotal phrase or something in the first episode. So like, literally 3 times, rewind it, turn it up more, rewind it, turn it up more, rewind it, to where we're scaring the hell out of the cats every time we unpause it, and we still couldn't figure it out.
Like,
Y'all better turn the subtitles on.
What part was it? Was it the castle thing where it's like the raid or whatever? And
It was right
she
before
runs
that.
off
yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was find Geralt of Rivia, he is your destiny.
I got that part.
Yeah.
Now we got that
That's the only
What's
part you
another
needed
part?
to get. The rest
That's
is like,
it?
meh,
Okay.
ignore it.
The rest is just filler.
Yeah.
You're good.
And then there's
Fill
like
it for one line. Cool.
things don't make sense, but if I remember correctly, you said there's some time jumping.
Each of the 3 main characters, there's Yennefer, the girl with the purple eyes.
Okay.
Geralt, our boy.
Yep.
And there's
Our boy.
Ciri, the young girl.
Okay.
I love that
Each
you like
one
love Henry
is on
Cavill
their
now.
own timeline, but not the timelines. They don't run at the same time. So like Geralt's timeline starts way before he meets Ciri.
Okay.
Like the entire season is them trying to find each other.
So they're lost in time.
No, they're living their lives. It's just jumping through their lives. So since Geralt is like 100 and some odd years old,
Man.
because Witchers live a long time, his story starts further back than Ciri's does, but they meet at the same time at the end. So everybody's on the same page at the end.
Well, when is that going to happen? Not until the
Episode
end.
8.
Episode 8.
Like actually at the end.
Well, episode 7, episode 8. They're kind
Okay.
of running at the same time.
So it's like Tarantino until the last episode.
Yes. So each person, like, they're never out of sequence.
I'm gonna
So
hate
like
this.
Ciri leaves the castle, yada yada, she does her thing. It's never out of sequence. That's what happens to her. But Geralt doesn't meet up with her until, okay, this is where she left the castle, this is where he was at the same time.
Okay.
You'll piece it together, but you have to watch the 8 episodes to get it.
Okay.
Because if you only watch 5, it can get really confusing. And then
I
Yennefer's
feel like
all
that's
over the
true of
place because
any
she's even
show.
older.
I didn't watch all the episodes, so I don't get it.
Yes. But there's only 8 of them.
I couldn't make it to the end. I think I'm fine where I'm at.
But I want to like it. Like
It's good.
It had a
I wanna
feel
like it.
like this will be a show that I would like to like if I could understand anything that's going on.
You will understand. There's lots of questions at first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not familiar with The Witcher, like you can get it.
Can you sing the song?
toss a coin to
Yeah.
your Witcher?
Yeah.
You haven't gotten that far yet.
I know, but everybody keeps talking about it. I would like to hear it. It's just
No,
a
it's
sample.
that and then Oh Valley of Plenty repeated over and over and over again.
But like, could you give a little tune?
No. I'm not a bard.
Excuse me. When we
Ahem.
play Dungeons and Dragons, you want to be a bard. So this
No,
is
I
your
want to be a
audition.
traveling rock band.
This
That's
is-
different. I want us all to be bards.
This is your audition.
I cannot sing, but I will definitely try and sing.
You are lead bard.
I can't.
I'm your backup bard.
But there's 2 main songs.
I'm way in the
and
backup bard.
one of them is Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, and the other one is Her Sweet Kiss. But the bard throughout the series is the one writing these songs. So, like, he just tags along to Geralt, and Geralt's not having it, like, he's not into this at all. It's like, we're best friends now. And he's like, grumbly about it.
I saw a review that thought it was really, really cheesy. Was angry at how cheesy it was. So do
don't
I need
think
to
it's cheesy.
accept that it's going to be a little cheesy?
I don't think it's cheesy.
No?
Because what
Okay.
I see it as is.
What are they saying is cheesy?
It's that trope of, like, we're going to be best friends. And then he's grumpy about it.
Okay.
So you have one that's, like, thrilled about it and super excited. And then you have one that's not so thrilled and
So
kind
it's
of grumpy.
Shrek and Donkey.
Pretty much.
I was going to say it's like me and
Yes.
Katie.
Pretty much.
I'm super excited. And she's like, no, I don't want to be your friend.
It's like that you're going to die of fun, you know.
Good times.
But he basically tags along to Geralt and starts writing these songs and being his PR department about Geralt's adventure. So, like, he writes a song about, you know,
So it's like-
him doing this and fighting this monster.
So it's like A Knight's Tale is what you're saying.
Kinda, yeah.
So the bard is Paul Bettany in A Knight's Tale.
just tagging along for the ride.
Yeah.
And
That
then
makes more
Yennefer's
sense
out
to me
there
now.
being a wizard, you know, whatever.
okay.
Yeah. You haven't gotten that far yet.
Nope, haven't.
No, we just
I haven't even
we got
started.
her in she's in the school
Just
learning.
got to the school.
Well, and here's the thing. We got sucked into go to Netflix, go to watch The Witcher, and there were things going on all weekend. There were football games, but my Green Bay Packers are still in the playoffs.
Yay.
So there were football games and things happening, and I was like, we gotta watch The Witcher. We gotta watch The Witcher. And then we sat down and we were like, gotta watch The
got
Witcher.
lost.
And But first, we turned on Netflix, doing, and
Doing.
I feel like it goes da-dung a little more.
doing,
Dun.
It's not that bouncy, is it?
No, it's not.
It's bouncy.
No, it's da-dung.
Yeah, that's more what it's like.
It's not doing doing.
It's like the,
It's almost like a ta-da,
it's
but
like
Netflix.
it's like the SVU, like the Law and Order, like dun dun, but it's like dun dun.
No, it's like dun dun.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
I love these Netflix sound effects.
What
that we're
sound does
making.
Hulu make?
It's a weird. It's like a spacey sound.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever watched a Hulu original, so I have no idea.
I have.
Oh, it's dun dun dun. That's what it is. I know. I watch
You
Hulu
guys,
a
we
lot.
are so good at sound effects.
We are so good.
Popcorn Podcast Awards. Here we come. So
Amazon
anyway,
Prime
dun,
don't make no
dun.
sound.
Right. So Netflix is on with the
Netflix is
sound
on.
effects.
And you know they
They go da-dung. Yep,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yes.
and then
got
they catch you with one of their trailers
Because they autoplay and I hate it.
I hate that too. Oh my god.
But it was Dracula, and I didn't know there was a new Dracula
I saw your
show.
tweet about
Is it
And I
a
was-
show?
maybe Dracula.
So it's kind of like how Sherlock is on the BBC.
It's from
like
the
a
people who
miniseries.
made
Yeah,
Sherlock.
yeah,
from
and
the
we
people who made
we
Sherlock.
didn't know, yeah, because
It's
we
from the
Stephen
guys
Moffat
that
and
have-
Mark Gatiss, yeah,
that have
yeah.
done some of our favorite
Yeah.
Doctor Who
Yeah, no, I like Sherlock.
stories.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's both of them. Well, and we were both like, well, we both were like, oh, another Dracula show, and then we're like,
Wait a
oh
second.
shit,
I mean, it's not Castlevania, but I'll take it.
yeah.
But yeah, we're like, another Dracula show? Oh, wait a second. Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss? Oh.
The Count Dracula legend transforms with new tales
maybe we
that
should
flesh out
watch
the
this.
vampire's gory crimes and bring his vulnerability into the light.
Now,
Sounds kind of lame.
so, I mean, it was really hard. Like, we had to
Commit.
commit to The Witcher. Like, no, Netflix, we came to watch The Witcher. Don't tease us with this Dracula thing. We'll
They're
watch
like,
that
do.
later.
you want some Dracula? Mm.
But I will say that while we were watching The Witcher and I couldn't understand
You were
anything,
thinking about
I was
Dracula.
like, maybe we should have watched Dracula.
Oh, right at the beginning where he, well, we didn't see him kill the little deer, but like, where I was like, nope.
Oh, that whole
nope.
thing.
I was like, nope.
Like, we're
And
gonna
like, and
start
that's how
this
the show
off with
starts.
An
I'm
animal
like,
dying.
He's a witcher.
What's
What does that mean?
Monster hunter.
Right.
well, he
like
killed the
monsters?
monster, but he killed the deer too.
You got to eat to live.
I know. It was a big
Gotta eat
Get
to
off his
live.
case.
Gotta
Dang.
There's a reason I don't watch Bambi.
He could eat ugly
Nobody
animals.
wants to watch Bambi
You can eat
again.
other animals.
It's like Fox and the Hound. You only watch it
Oh,
once.
hell no.
And then
Yeah.
you don't watch it again.
Well,
I've
no,
never
you
actually
watch
seen
it.
Fox and the Hound.
Oh my God, Fox and the Hound watched it all the time when I was a kid. I watched it as an adult like 20 years ago.
I watch it when I
And,
want to cry.
Yeah, I was just like,
You
what
want
the
it
hell
about
have I
20
been
years ago.
watching my whole life?
Yeah, it's
And
sad.
it's so
My
depressing.
whole life.
Now, I went through that with Fox and the Hound too, because Fox and the Hound was, in my
And then
childhood.
they sing that song, When You're the Best of Friends. And I'm like, I can't watch it anymore.
I don't think I've ever actually watched Fox and the Hound.
Don't.
Don't.
Okay,
Do
well, I'm not
Well,
going to.
no, you
Girl.
can, but you'll never watch it again.
It's terrible.
Well, as a kid, it doesn't hit you as hard.
Yeah, because
probably.
you're like, oh, we'll be best friends for life, right, Copper? And you're like, right, Copper?
Dang. All right.
We'll be best friends.
And the old lady taking Todd out to
And then
the
she
woods,
drives away from him.
drives away.
Damn,
Who's
y'all
going to stop
okay?
you?
Do y'all need some tissue or something?
It's hard to
Goodness.
watch.
It's time for Katie's gaming update.
Have you heard of a little game called
little game.
Legend of Zelda?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this you speak of?
Well, it's a legend.
Huh.
No
it's
way.
about Zelda. Yeah.
What?
Believe it or not. And there's lots of them.
Like toads?
And it's pretty much the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
Oh
and
my
over and over.
God, are you serious?
Yes, definitely. So a while back on the Switch, they remade an old game, Link's Awakening. And it's a little bit different. That
Okay.
there's not like,
What's different?
there's no bad guy. There's no antagonist. So the story
Well, that's
is,
boring.
Right.
Link's a hero, right? He has a boating accident and
Cool.
falls off the boat and almost
Cool.
drowns.
All right,
wakes
cool.
up on an island.
Cool.
And the island has a big egg on the top of the mountain.
All right.
And that's where the windfish sleeps.
Of
So you
course.
need to wake
Here
up
we
the
go.
windfish
Gotta have a
Katie making
windfish.
stuff
so
up
you
again.
can leave the island. So to wake up the
For those of
windfish,
you
Oh,
who
wait,
are
wait,
new
let-
to our
let-
show, Katie lies.
So let
I
me.
don't
hey,
even.
before you even get
There's
to
an egg on a mountain and the windfish.
before you even get to this,
It's
just
on the cover art.
answer
Yeah.
one question for me. Did he ride a blue goat up to the mountain?
no, there are no blue animals in this one.
Okay.
No, and it was a blue chicken.
But
She
there
was
is
trying
one that's a monster that's just a face on the ground. And his name's Facade.
Of course.
Lord.
But to wake the windfish to get off the island, right? Because you have to wake the windfish to get off the island.
Oh, you gotta wake
You
them
have to go collect the 8 musical instruments.
Is it just one windfish?
One windfish.
Okay.
Yep. And it's such a cute little game. I think they did a really good job redoing it and remaking it. And it looks really cute on the Switch. The music's always my favorite part. And it's very kind of nursery rhyme-y, kind of musical, box, cute.
Yeah.
I like it. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a game that you could probably put 6 or 7 hours into it and be done.
Goodness.
Like you can do the whole story.
That's a whole day.
Oh, wow.
Now you can do all the
me to
collectibles
spend 6 or
and
7
stuff.
hours playing a game.
Yeah.
That's how
that-
long it took me to watch Spinning Out.
Yeah, exactly. You can invest.
8 hours.
Okay. All right.
And you can do all the collectibles and stuff, but I don't.
Tell me
I don't have
about
time.
Skyrim.
What do you want to know
That is
about
Katie's
it?
literal favorite game ever.
One of
She
my
loves
favorites,
the
yes.
soundtrack. Oh my god.
Well, I'm just asking because in our
Are they remaking it again?
No. I was looking at our kind of nerdy network, which is our Facebook group
Yep.
where we talk all the time. So if you're like, hey, I wish I knew what the kind of nerdy girls were doing, but KJ hasn't
Me too.
posted an episode.
Come on, KJ.
I know. I'll go look. So in our our kind of nerdy roll call, Sarah McKern said she's been playing a lot of Skyrim.
So, what do you know about Skyrim?
I know that Sarah McKern is playing a lot of Skyrim.
Oh, okay. Have you heard of Skyrim before?
Yes, because Sarah McKern is playing a lot of Skyrim.
Have you heard of the Elder Scrolls before?
Yes, that I have.
Where?
You.
And what? Oh, thank you. Okay.
You are our gaming person.
So there's this little company that makes video games called Bethesda.
I've heard of them.
Yep. They make Fallout.
Yep.
They make the Elder Scrolls. Those are their kind of big games that they make. The Elder Scrolls has 5 working on 6 games.
Okay.
So there's Arena, there's Daggerfall, there's Morrowind, there's Oblivion, and Skyrim is the 5th one.
Okay.
So each of them takes place in the same world with the same lore. They have different creatures of different races and different cities, and you can be a mage, you can be an archer, you can do whatever you want. It's a role play game.
Okay.
Skyrim came out 11/11/11.
The day after my birthday.
did.
Yes.
And it was
Leonardo
amazing.
DiCaprio's birthday.
And it was the first Elder Scrolls game that I played.
Are you
I was
laughing
like,
at me?
oh, dragons? Yeah, I'll buy that. And it had dragons on it.
Oh, it's got dragons. Okay.
So each of them has a different kind of story that you play by or don't play by. It's up to you.
Okay.
Skyrim, there's this group called the Imperials, and there's this group called the what are they called? The Stormcloaks.
Okay.
2 armies, and they're at civil war with each other.
Oh no.
At the same time, the dragons come back. So
What a
there's
coinky
bigger
dink.
problems than them fighting. But you are
Dragons are
a dragonborn, so you have the soul of a dragon.
Oh,
So you can absorb the souls of the other dragons. So you can kill them and absorb their soul.
wow.
And get more powerful.
All right.
Which means you can shout people to death.
What?
You can what?
You can shout at people to death.
Wow.
Breathe fire?
That's
You
not a way
can.
I want to go out. Someone screaming at me.
Don't
No.
we call
It's
we call
called
that marriage?
The
Don't we?
power of the voice. Yes. It's called
Hey,
the power of the
producer
voice.
Patches, will you shut off microphone 4? I feel like it's got some feedback or something.
I'm just hearing all this noise.
Okay. All right.
I heard a noise.
John, sorry, we're going to turn you off there.
It's okay.
So there's this group called the Greybeards, and they teach people how to yell at people with their voice.
The
It's called the Way of the
Greybeards?
Voice. They're all old guys with gray beards.
Wow,
And they
really
live
thought
on a
about that.
mountain with a troll. They just live by themselves. And the game's been out for years, so their leader is actually a dragon. Spoilers, the game's been out forever.
Oh my God.
If you haven't played it by now. His name's Parthenax. He's
And
one
you're
of the
a
greatest
dragon
characters.
murderer, and there's
You
a
can
dragon
be,
leader?
or not.
That's
Turns out if you
crazy.
don't do the cutscene with the dragons at the first tower, they just never spawn, and you can just play the game with no dragons.
What?
Yeah, you can
What?
just bypass that. That's the cool thing about RPGs. You can just bypass whatever you want. So if I don't want to
Yeah.
choose a side for the war here, I can just ignore that and do what I want to do anyway.
I just want to ignore the
Yep.
war. It's fine.
So they have a school of mages. You can go join the school of mages and learn magic.
Okay.
Turns out if each faction has a different quest that you follow.
Okay.
So at the end of the mage one, you become in charge of the school. There's a pattern here. You go join the Thieves Guild if you want to join the Thieves Guild and steal. You end up being in charge of the Thieves Guild.
The head
What if
thief.
you're not a born leader?
Then
I don't. What if I don't want to be
you
in
can
charge?
join a faction but never finish their quest.
Okay, perfect.
Because you end up killing their leader every time. So like there's one that's the companions, and they're like mercenaries for hire, and they just like to be strong and destroy things and whatever, and they're all about kinship, but they're also werewolves.
Katie.
What?
Stop
There
it.
is a lot going on
So
here.
you can either choose to be a werewolf or not.
Did the people making this game, were they on drugs?
Probably.
It seems like there's a lot going on.
So like Oblivion,
That's too
they
much.
have the plains of Oblivion, which is like where all the demons live, right?
Okay.
For lack of a
No.
better term, they're actually called Daedra, but whatever, demons.
They're called what?
Daedra. There's Aedra and Daedra. There's good monsters and bad monsters.
Okay.
And they're all
Aedra's
from
good?
the same. Aedra's good. Daedra's
Daedra's
bad.
bad.
But they're all gods, so they're like inherently not good or evil. They just do whatever they're gonna do.
Okay.
Lots of lore. There's one that just likes to turn people into cheese. Like he's great.
Cool.
That
he
is
just
my
does
dude.
that.
I want to be that guy.
Yeah, right. And then there's one that's like,
What?
I'm
I
the
would
king
turn
of,
you all into
I'm the
cheese.
king of getting frisky. You know,
love-
there's that one too.
What?
Wait, he's the king of getting frisky.
There's one of them that's like their whole shtick is like get drunk and have a party.
Eyebrows.
Yeah, right. That kind of party.
Wait, he's the king.
called
Is he
Sanguine.
really like? What's his character's name? He's not the king of getting
Sanguine.
frisky. Yeah, and
Yeah.
does he actually say, "I'm
They're
the king of
gods.
getting
Like they
frisky"?
do whatever they want and they mess with people because
Does he
they can.
ever actually say, "I'm the king of getting frisky"?
No.
Okay.
Something similar, but no.
Okay. Is it dirtier?
No, not really.
Okay. Why can't you say it?
She
Did
probably
you
doesn't
forget it?
remember what it is.
I don't.
forgot.
It's been a while.
That's why she said I'm the king of
I'm the
getting
king of
frisky.
getting
It's been a whole
frisky.
3 weeks since I played Skyrim, so like
Okay.
3 whole weeks.
yeah,
Alright.
it's one of those games that you play a lot of, and then you try something new, and you always go back to it.
Okay.
You know, it's like
Gotcha.
your refresher. It's your palate cleanser.
It's a security blanket.
yeah.
Ah,
It's your
okay.
palate
Your
cleanser.
palate cleanser.
It's like my Doctor Who.
yeah. You just always go back to it. It's good to put on. You know,
Yep.
whatever.
It's like family.
Uh,
Guy.
So you can do all these different factions, these different quests. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
And it was such a big and like amazingly large game for the time it came out. Mm-hmm. And the joke now is that they put it on every platform because he just keeps remaking the game.
Oh, really?
So it was on the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360. They put it on the Switch. They put it on the PlayStation 4. They put it on the Xbox One. They put it on the PC. They're going to put it on whatever comes next.
Oh my god.
Yep. They
Make
just
that
keep
money.
putting it
So,
out.
so when they keep putting it out, are they just adding to the stories? Are they
No, it's the exact
upgrading
same
anything?
game.
Is it just they're
They
just
update the graphics
for
every once in
different
a while.
just for different
Yep.
consoles.
At some point, you can probably play it on your fridge, you know, just with like the smart fridge.
We'll be able to play Skyrim
Yeah.
on our
They
phone
have a mobile
soon.
game that's tied
Right,
to it. They
right.
have all kinds of stuff.
Oh my god.
But each one has a little different story. So, like, that's Skyrim. Oblivion, it's the Oblivion Crisis, and the demons or whatever, or the gods are coming through just these portals. And, like, it's your whole job to find this random guy because the Emperor breaks you out of jail and is like, hey, I saw you in a dream. Go find my bastard child. And I'm going to go die. And then he dies. And then you have to go find his bastard who
Emperor
turns
dies?
into a dragon to fight off a god.
Okay, here we go. Katie's making things
I'm
up.
not
This is
even.
where I'm cutting you off.
It was a wild game.
All right. Thank you for listening to our show. You can find
I'm
us
shook.
on Twitter and Instagram at Kinda Nerdy Girls.
not even
and you can
lying.
join the Facebook group Kinda Nerdy Network. And you can talk all about Skyrim
Ask
with
what's
Katie
her
as
name.
much as you want. And ask Sarah McCurran
Yeah.
about Skyrim. Or
Yeah.
just ask Katie. It's
Yeah.
all good. All right. Thanks for listening.
Poo poo chew.